As Gaza burns under Israeli bombardment and its people starve under Israeli blockade, yes, even baby formula, check UN and international sources to confirm, while all that happens, Egypt finds itself caught in an impossible balancing act. President Abdel Fattah El-Sisi sits on top, essentially, of a barrel of TNT. 110 million angry Egyptians demanding action, while the United States holds the purse strings and the puppet strings that keep Sisi's government bribed. I mean, supported. Trump's shocking plan to permanently displace Gaza's 2.3 million Palestinians into Egypt or other countries, wherever, anywhere but literally their homeland, has sparked rare unity between the Egyptian government and the Egyptian people. For vastly different reasons, though, they are on the same side, at least as far as saying absolutely not to Trump's suggestion of Palestinian displacement. While ordinary Egyptians see Trump's proposal as another Western violation of Arab dignity and rights, El-Sisi's view is that it's an existential threat to his rule, i.e., it threatens his administration's very existence. The Egyptian people, the common people, are furious. Protesters have taken to the streets, obviously, and the border, chanting slogans that echo the 2011 Arab Spring and the protests that arose at that time. Egyptians reportedly stormed a police station as well and held its workers essentially hostage, demanding Egypt do something for Gaza. The incident was live streamed, naturally. Tens of millions saw the incident on social media and resonated or felt something. They're not just angry at Israel. They're furious at their own government's perceived weakness. The same chants of bread, freedom, social justice that toppled Hosni Mubarak and then later led to Mohammed Morsi democratically elected, those chants are coming back to Egypt, this time directed at Abdel Fattah El-Sisi's inability to meaningfully support Gaza's starving population. But here's the brutal reality that exposes Egypt's subservience, its fealty, its client state status to America. Egypt cannot even open the Rafah crossing on its own border without America's permission, despite controlling, sort of, they claim at least, their side of the border. Egyptian officials have repeatedly admitted, as recently as 24 hours ago, that they need Israel's approval, that they need America's approval to allow aid through their own border. This humiliating dependency has further enraged Egyptians who see their government as powerless when Palestinians are dying literally a few hundred meters away. We can see them if we look really clearly, really carefully rather. El-Sisi faces an impossible choice. Accept Trump's displacement plans for the Palestinians or even just stay silent over the next few weeks, and you might risk people in Egypt rising up and trying to boot Sisi out of power. Reject his other option, reject Trump's plan completely and potentially align yourself to some extent with your own citizens, and boom, you can kiss your 1.3 billion in annual aid from the US goodbye. Mwah. Allah Hafiz, right? Ila liqa. His response has been to craft a counter-proposal. This is Sisi's counter-proposal, a $53 billion reconstruction plan paid for, not ironically, by the Gulf monarchies largely. Reconstruction plan for Gaza that nobody knows how to implement because, hello, Gaza is still to this day being stopped. How are you going to reconstruct? The people are dying. The Egyptian government is trying to balance both sides. Yet even this middle path reveals Egypt's shocking weakness. America and Israel are just about okay with Egypt as they're staying out of this, enough for Israel to keep doing what it wants to do. But Egypt's own people grow increasingly restless watching their president trying, apparently, and failing, definitely, to negotiate over Palestinian lives while being unable to actually open even a border crossing, even send in a solitary bag of flour without Washington's blessing and permission. Yes, master, what do you want me to do, master? As you say, right? The Peter Pettigrew to Lord Voldemort, if you will. Failure to act for Gaza may lead to the current government failing to save itself. if things really do take a rebellious turn in Egypt. For better or worse, I'm just the analyst bringing you the assessment of the situation. I'm not taking a side. I'm not calling you to do something or not do something, support the government or fight against the government. I'm not any of that. Get that somewhere else. I don't know. That's up to you. But I'm giving you the geopolitical analysis. For better or worse, the most populous Arab state is shaking with rage and frustration at a citizen level, at a populace level. Will Sisi manage to keep a lid on it? That's the question. Will the people revolt? If he can't keep a lid on it, that's another question. If there is a revolt, will outside forces and the current government act in a way that shatters the Egyptian nation, or will it be a relatively smooth transition? As smooth as a revolt can be, of course, as smooth as a revolution can be. And who would come into power? Anyone who wants Egypt to stand up and step out of the Western sphere of influence, sacrifice that flipping 1 billion from US as aid, bribe money, specifically America's, coming out from under America's wing. Well, that would terrify Israel if an administration like that were to show up in Al-Qahira, in Cairo. It could be another Syria, another future threat for Israel to worry about. And it's got enemies aplenty, enough right now, without Egypt adding its name to the list. Time will tell how things turn out, and I'll be here to report to you the news and the analysis, unbiased and without the Western spin. I hear you guys, I see your comments, I thank you for them. Everyone telling me where you're watching from, it's really, really motivating. Please keep at it. Some people told me to change my fire alarm. That was months ago. It feels like years ago. I've changed those fire alarm batteries. People are saying, how do I tell the difference between your YouTube videos and your TikTok videos? Some are YouTube exclusives and some are on both platforms, and I get confused which one I've watched, because obviously TikTok doesn't really have thumbnails, YouTube have thumbnails. I'm getting to it, guys. Because I work full-time, because I do this on the side, because monetarily it's not really quite there yet, I haven't been able to allocate the time to make the changes necessary, but I'm getting there. Support me however you can. I've got a Patreon now, so link in my TikTok bio if you want to support me financially. And if you don't want to support me financially, your du'as or thoughts and prayers will be sufficient. You guys hearing and learning from me and engaging with me and then sharing my content, or just, forget the content even, right? Forget the content. Just learn and then verbally talk to other people about it. That's what I really want. This is not a money-making scheme at the end of the day. I'll see you guys in the next one.